Oh my god. I feel like, Sean, when was the last time I saw you, Sean? What is going on?
The last time you saw me was like a month ago, man. Yeah, I had to check the podcast file. I was like 727. Oh my gosh.
It's been a hot minute, Sean. Missed
Yeah,
you. Hopefully
yeah.
you're
Oh
well.
yeah, for sure, man. I missed you. You know I missed you, and I missed this.
Bro, did you haven't gotten a haircut in a while either. It's growing.
It has
I see
been
it.
3 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks. I thought I might have
I
some
know.
time today before we recorded, but it didn't kind of work out like that.
Oh, that's all good, yo.
I
Oh
just
my
wasn't
god.
sure, like, if I brought the baby like to the barbershop, would she sit still in one of the chairs long enough for me to get a cut? Like,
I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure she would.
if we're there yet. Like, she's still in toddler mode. You know, she's
Oh.
gonna want to explore a new space, and
hmm
yeah.
No, last time we were talking or we were texting back and forth, you got a little sick.
I
What's up,
did,
bro? Are you
man.
good?
Yeah, I did, man. It was I won't say it was dicey, but it was gross, man. Like, I mean, it
It's
felt like it felt very similar to when I got my vaccine shot. It wasn't
okay.
COVID, but it felt very similar, and I was like, oh, like, you know, definitely for all the parents out there and for the folks that are not parents. Like, when you are, when you've got toddlers and you're sending them to daycare, there's all of the precautions that, like, you can take and you can provide them with, but they're still little people and they're gonna kind of touch and explore everything, which means that it's gonna be a vector for germs to get passed around. And
Wow.
especially in the time that we're in right now, man, you don't know,
Uh-huh.
so it felt like, at least for the first 3 months or so that my daughter's been going to daycare, that, like, it just kind of on a 2 or 3 week cadence.
hmm
She gets sick, we get sick, then we're fine, and then it just, lather,
It
rinse,
keeps
repeat.
cycling through.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I'm hoping that that everyone is building up a significantly stronger immune system, and in some respects, it's really interesting because, like, my wife and I, we both work from work remotely and work from home, so
mm,
for a lot of time, like, we're the only people we're coming in contact with, right? Like, so our daughter's like kind of our petri dish that just goes out there and picks up some stuff and brings it brings it home. So,
that's what kid does though. Like, they just touch
oh
fucking
yeah,
everything. Just
everything,
fucking
like
like
everything. And obviously I got to see it in real time last year when we were all home, but yeah, now
mm,
I see it even more, like, on the weekends, because, like, she's more expressive and exploring everything and touching everything and identifying everything, and yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Proposition for you then. Would you buy her some gloves?
I would buy her some gloves. The issue would be, I don't know how long they would, like, last and be tangible.
Stay on.
Because, like, even, like, all right, so last year we got her masks, but she was too little to, like, kind of keep them on at all. Like, they, I mean, literally would just not
hmm
fit her little face. And this year, like, we sent her to school with masks. And yeah, sometimes they make it through the day. Sometimes they don't make it through the car ride around the corner to the daycare. So yeah, I don't know how long, like, putting her little hands in plastic gloves would really make much of a difference. In the same way that, like,
hmm
like, if you're working in the kitchen and you have plastic gloves, I mean, you need to change them regularly, right? Like,
That's
at some
true. That's
point,
true.
like, they just gonna collect germs. You're gonna need to change them and wash your hands
Mm,
regularly and just be in a practice of that. And like, I believe in the measures that her school takes, to protect and keep the kids safe and keep them clean and whatnot.
Mm.
And keep their facility clean. But it's only but so much you could do with people that age and size. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Well, they grew up quite quick, so I was just thinking maybe like I don't know, like custom glove, like cloth gloves or some shit. I don't know. I was thinking more in that line, not specifically the plastic ones, but
dude,
I guess I
they
was
would
trying to
be
woffer solutions.
immediately full of any food, saliva, paint, whatever they can touch, they're gonna touch, and they're gonna try to share it with you. You know?
Hey, so I got a. Oh man, I really should have texted you, and I might have had you do it for me at one point. So 2 days ago, I got the email from PlayStation. They said that they reserved a spot for me for PS5. I was like, oh my
Yes.
god, yes, absolutely, and I fucking forgot it. So I don't know if that spot is still there. I'm pretty sure it isn't. It's just like a one-off kind of thing. I guess that one email is just like, God damn it. I
Yeah.
was like literally gonna send it to you. I was like, Sean, just order this for me. I'll forward you the money. That way, it's out. I'm not
Right.
paying.
Right. Right.
I don't know what the fuck how much it is right now on the scalpers net, but at least to order it, we got it in my possession and then be done with it. But
Sure. I mean, I'll look out for a console for you if you're looking to get one, and yeah, we'll chat off air.
yeah,
If you're
I was
really
just
looking to
saying,
get one, then I
like
can be on the lookout for you and get it
I
done
just
at
thought it was
the retail
prime.
price. No problem. No problem.
It was just
But
prime
yeah.
opportunity. I was like, man, missed out on it. I really wanted to get one. However, like I said, I haven't seen you in so long. Actually, Sean, have you heard of this game? Actually, let me pull up my.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually,
Let's
hold on.
let's talk games.
Let me share my screen here so you can see. Sean, have you heard of this game called well, not this one, but have you heard of a game called New World by any chance?
New World. Is it an MMO?
It's an MMO from
Okay.
Amazon, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm familiar. I'm familiar.
Mm.
Yeah.
Started it. My brother and I gonna be. Well, I mean, I played very little of it, but I think if they do that thing correctly, it's
Hmm.
gonna be the next biggest thing ever. However, I think the most common thing with that game right now, and I didn't realize, and good thing I was surfing the web for a little bit. You don't want your GPU to be unclocked, meaning set a frame rate for it, because apparently it goes up in smokes. Like even the
Right. Yeah. That's
3090s.
see. As you're reminding me because I was like, man, that sounds familiar. I did read those stories. So from what I can gather, the beta because it's not out yet, right? Like,
Not
yeah.
yet.
So the way the beta for that game was set up, they don't do any like GPU throttling, right? So
Yeah.
yes, if you don't have some settings configured the correct way or the optimal way, if you have like some really really fast hardware, let's say like an RTX 3090. So for those who don't know, those are some of the top video cards you can buy or attempt to buy at the moment. Like because of the way the game was set, the when running on like top end hardware like that, it would try to max out the video card and kind of push it past its thermal
Mm,
envelope. And what that means is it would literally just run hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, trying to gain as much performance from the card as it can produce until it would break. And there was one video card manufacturer that was offering free replacement cards for their customers that were affected by this issue.
yeah. It was oh god, I was just kind of good thing I was paying attention
Oh yeah, for sure.
because and I was just like I was playing the game and all of a sudden Sean I've never heard this thing go. "Ooh." I was like, what the fuck is
You
that
just hear
noise?
the fans kick up.
I stopped everything. I'm like, I'm not rendering anything.
Right.
Like it shouldn't do that. I looked it up real quick and I was like, oh my god, I have to set a frame rate for this because it will
Continue
it
to
will
run
literally
run
throttle it out.
run as fast as your card could produce. So Again, for
Wow.
those who don't understand, like there are fans on a video card and they're designed to spin up or down depending on how hot the card is getting. If
Hmm.
you're the game you're playing or the job you're doing on that card, it requires more energy, the fans are going to spin up. And in the case of this game, the game was just like, well, give me as much power as you can, which is
Yeah.
not typical, and would cause the fans to spin up and become very audible, and at some point might even get the card so hot that the fan spinning can't cool it down quick enough, and at that
Yeah.
point it would break.
Yeah. And there goes your $1,000 or
Yeah,
how much is
sure.
the 3090 now? Like
For your firstborn,
stupid.
man. It's like
Oh
the
yeah.
PC parts are still so expensive. Like I don't even like look
How much is it
dare to
actually?
look. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm sure it's probably like $1,600, $1,700 manufacturer suggested retail price, but probably like over two G's
Oh
at the
my
current
god.
scalping price. If I had to guess, am I wrong?
That's ridiculous. Nope. Just about that
Okay,
much.
all right. Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
yeah.
I wouldn't pay for that. I'd wait a
No,
generation.
yeah, it's a tough time to still be buying PC components. In fact,
Yeah.
it's so weird. Like normally, it's cheaper to buy your PC components separately and build your own machine, but because of
Mm,
like the way the market is set up, it's actually cheaper just to buy a computer with the stuff in it
yeah.
than
Like
to try to build something by sourcing the parts individually.
cuz like I think I have to upgrade the mobile too. Like if I were to buy the 3090 to make it optimal because this is an older motherboard that I've gotten from like
It's what?
sort of. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
haven't
should
done
be
I haven't done
fine.
my research on it. Like
Yeah,
it's
I would
just
assume if you needed to do anything on the build that you have, I would assume it would probably be maybe another a better power supply. I don't remember what you have in there, but that would be
oh
the
yeah,
thing that I
yeah.
would think that you would need to kind of maybe maximize a
Hmm.
build with that card. But I would tell you straight up, like, don't even do it right now. Like,
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
yeah,
Nope.
things are so topsy
Nope, nope, nope.
turvy that it wouldn't even be worth it.
Mm-mm. Like in terms of games, like I'm really not looking to not necessarily buy a new game or anything, but like
Hmm.
this piqued my interest, so I went ahead and got into it. But I'm still holding out for like I really want the PlayStation 5 so I can play like fucking like the new Tekken or some shit, or I mean I can watch
Sure.
people online but like the Sean the fighting video game itch has been bugging me for quite a bit. I don't know why.
Really?
I've been seeing a lot of Tekken and Street Fighter, and I'm just like, God damn it, I really want it, but I don't have money. I
Well,
don't want to do it.
I will definitely tell you if those are the types of games that you want to play. For the most part, you could just get the PC version and be fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah, if you want to play
know,
some Tekken, you
but
can play that there. If you want to play some Street Fighter, is there. I'm trying to even think. Is there anything like on the new consoles that you can't get anywhere else? Maybe the new Guilty Gear, but that would be
uh,
it. And I even think that's on PS4. So I would
I
not
don't
tell
really
you
like
to
the
get
Guilty Gear
a new
one.
console for that.
Yeah,
I mean, there are other reasons, but not
yeah,
specifically
yeah.
for those games.
I'm more so in future proofing again
Hmm.
for Caitlin because she really wants the new GTA. Eventually, like it's been what, like 4 years almost since Naughty Dog
Man,
released five. Bro, they're
since
gonna
like
release one again soon.
man, it's
So
even longer
like,
than that. GTA
is
5
it
came
even
out
longer?
on the PS3. So it's been like 2013 to
Is
now.
it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's
What?
really been that long. And like the next GTA they're going to release is a port of that to the PS5. Like again, video
2014. Oh my god.
yeah, I feel like it's been forever. Again, with the world kind of and technology kind of like paused because of the reality of COVID. Like things are in a weird place. Things are in a weird place. You know, yeah.
Sean, 2025. That's what it's saying right here.
There's no reason. There's literally not a reason for GTA 6 to even be a thing. They make so much money off of people playing GTA 5 online that like it's just no need to push the envelope. Not in
It's
a
just,
traditional game release cadence where like things come out
but it's like,
sequels and
it's such a good game. Like, it's
yeah,
just, no
it's
matter,
great. It's
it'll
great.
always win like game of the year, if not like one of the top. Like, literally, it's just, it's so
Sure.
good. Like, it's
And,
just,
and and I even imagine for them, I wonder if they're just like, what else do we do? Like where do we go? We have an online community that's thriving that people pay money every month to take advantage of. Like they do storytelling in ways that other video game companies and or other mediums can't do. I mean, that last game, they were telling the story of three characters at the same time that you could switch between, and it was seamless. Like, some companies can't tell one story well, and they can tell three at the same time. It's like, what do they go? What do they do? And
what is,
for those GTA games, like they write them kind of lampooning and satirizing American culture and society, and I wonder if the state of the the United States and politics over the last like 4 or 5 years might make that kind of tough to do as well. But I'm sure again, like the guys or the team over at Rockstar are some of the best auteurs in that space. So I know that like eventually when a GTA 6 comes around, it's gonna blow your mind in ways that I couldn't predict. But
now, the only video games that I remember of Rockstar, the earliest one that I can, besides GTA stuff, was like Bully. If you can remember Bully, it was like a, what was it, like set in like a prep school. This kid, literally a punk ass. It was so good, and at the time I think it was a PS2. I was playing it on the original Red Dead, obviously, because that's their franchise, and then GTA. That's the only ones I can remember that Rockstar releases.
Other
But
Rockstar games. I mean, they've had other stuff like they did Manhunt. They did like an action beat 'em up based on the Warriors.
Okay.
Like the movie from the 70s and 80s. They did they did the Midnight Club racing games. Way back when they published this game called Oni. They did a game called State of Emergency that I don't know if you remember. I don't know if that will play too well now. And one game that stands out that they did that I would like a sequel to is they made like a table tennis game that was like really good. Yeah, it's like Rockstar Table Tennis, and it's probably like 10 years old now. But I personally would love if like someone in that organization was figuring out how to make another one of those. Like,
just comes out underrated. With tennis.
Yeah, you know what? And to be honest, what will probably happen is that the core of that game will be a mini game inside of GTA 6, and I'll get it there. But that was definitely a really good game that they made that I feel is kind of underappreciated.
Yeah, literally Grand Theft Auto. I'm reading this stuff right now. Literally Grand Theft, any Bully, Manhunt, definitely there. Yeah, Red Dead. Like, dude, it's just so good.
I mean, but you just look at those titles right there. It's just like every time they drop, like they shake up the game space, and everyone is trying to play catch up. I mean, and literally, I mean, we were talking about Grand Theft Auto 5, and 2 years from now, that game will be 10 years old, and there will still be a dedicated community of people playing it, and probably playing it on their Xboxes and PlayStation 5s. And still paying for shark cards and whatever currency they use to play on that. I mean, it is amazing. It's amazing. Like you'll still see TV commercials advertising DLC for that game, which is
always. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just for everyone else. Like I know we talk about quite a bit of video games, but like there's only some that lasts. That kind of like decades. Well, like
Yeah,
as
like
playability, like there's not that many. There's
not many.
GTA, there's Witcher. Literally one of the other one that's pretty top up there. Those are the main two that I can think of that people. Oh, Skyrim, another one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Skyrim's another one where they just announced another port of Skyrim, so that'll be up there with
yeah,
GTA as like a game that came out 2011, 12 that's still getting a
yeah.
re-release. But I would also put GTA in the same company as like World of Warcraft or something, where like
Oh yeah,
you know
I
people who
feel you.
play that game are dedicated to it. Like they
Hmm.
can, I don't say like find new identities in there, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so like the game is a platform to itself. Like
Hmm.
you play GTA wherever you can. You play World of Warcraft, and you have an affinity for your character, and you kind of grow and go from there. I
Yeah.
mean, I saw. Well, I won't say I've seen it, but I'm aware that there are people who role play within Grand Theft Auto 5 as a completely
Hmm.
separate experience to like the one that like even Rockstar is trying to sell you. There's someone who's like, yeah, I'm just gonna play this game and be a police officer. You know, because like that game offers the flexibility and the technologies there for people to mod and kind of create a game on top of the game.
Hmm. Sean, if you were to cosplay somebody from GTA, which one would you be?
That is a good one.
I
I
have two
guess.
options. I'll go for.
All
Let
right.
me go first. Let me
So,
go first. So it gives
okay.
you.
So the obvious answer would probably be like CJ from San Andreas,
Okay.
or
Okay. Okay.
or I can't think of the guy from, not the main character from GTA 5. Can't think of his name, but his friend. Like I think,
Oh,
yeah.
the
Like
shop
I'm,
owner.
huh?
The shop owner.
No, no. Like, ah, man, I'd have to. Man, I don't remember the
It's
character's name, but
it's been a
but there's
while.
like there's one black main character from GTA 5, and then there's his friend, and I cannot think of what his friend's name is. But I think
I don't
like
know.
that guy is hilarious. It's voiced by the same comedian and actor who played
It's not about Lamar.
yeah, Lamar. Yeah, Lamar for
Yeah.
sure. Like Lamar's the man. Like he is the man. And then yeah, the
Sean,
character's
can you?
voiced by the same comedian and actor who played Black Jesus on
Hmm.
Comedy Central.
Sean,
Yeah,
can you guess which one I'd be?
I. Who are you going with, man? You got to tell. You got to
Just
tell me.
ta take a stab. Which one do you think?
Claude from GTA 3, the silent protagonist.
The silent protagonist. No, Sean. Actually, I'd be Chop.
You gonna go with Chop? See, yeah, man, Chop. Yeah, there's so
My
many, so
homeboy
many
Chop.
interesting, so many interesting characters from those games.
Oh my god, such a great game! Again, I know we've been touting like quite a bit of video games, but like GTA Five is such a classic, a very well done game for its time, and just I mean that's what they do. Like I always look for Rockstar games specifically
Yeah,
for Grand Theft Autos when they come out because it's just instant classics. Like you'll know when you play, you're like, oh my god, this is I'm gonna play this for like ever. Like I'll never
yeah.
trade the game. It's just it'll be like that. Oh
It's just,
man.
again, they find a way to get the most out of the technology and hardware available to them, and like create living, breathing, thriving worlds. And every time they do it, they get, I don't say a little bit closer to reality, but get closer and closer to kind of perfecting that craft. And there are other companies that try to do the same thing
Mhm.
that are good in their own ways, but just can't nail it in the same way. Shout out to the
Wow.
Saints Rows of the out there, and to the Watchdog games
Oh
that
my
get
God, Saint
close.
Row,
To the
another
to the
epic
Assassin's
game.
Creeds that kind of do period
Mhm.
pieces very well, but I still would trade all of those games for Rockstar's version of
Mm,
world building and systems building.
yeah, I totally agree. Except for, I mean, the personal, right? Red Dead 2. Can't stand it. I got bored. I was just like,
Interesting. I You know what, I will agree that I didn't finish it, but I felt I didn't. I won't say that I got bored. It's just like I didn't when that game came out. Like I feel like things had kind of shifted in my life where I couldn't give it the time to kind of finish it. But that is on my
mm,
list of things to do, especially when my kid gets older and I
yeah.
can kind of play,
It was just
play some
like,
more mature stuff.
I just felt like I think at like the 20-hour mark, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just going town. Like the story didn't captivate me enough. The one that kept me in, though, Sean, was when I didn't know you can hunt like the animals. Like there's like a thing for like legendary animals and shit, and you get to track
Sure.
that. I was like, oh my god, this is it. This is what will engross me in the game, and I literally just did that for like the remainder of the time. When I caught everybody or got their tarp or whatever, and I was like, yep, that's it. I'm just gonna finish the game. Out it goes. Didn't really care for it too much, but like everything else was just like, you know.
The things that I
Red
like.
Dead One original
Okay.
was I was like all for it, absolutely.
What I like most about the most recent Red Dead game is for those who don't know, like the Red Dead games are kind of set in the Wild Wild West, and both game or there are three games, but the last two released games kind of follow the plight of one central character and his
Yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah.
Spoilers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But despite that they are made by the same company that makes GTA, being set in the Wild Wild West provides some different realities, right? Like life is harsher, travel is different. You know, you're not moving by car, you're moving by horse
Mm-hmm.
or horse and buggy. And one thing that kind of stood out to me about the last game was the the storytelling that would happen while on horseback. You know, because like riding on horseback through rough terrain is not the same as driving on paved roads or using like a public transportation system. Like the
Mm-hmm.
game would frame these scenes differently, where like it would be really about like learning about the characters and their motivations while on those rides. And I could understand to some people why that might seem boring, but again, like the Rockstar is so good at kind of owning those spaces. Like every time, like the camera would kind of pull back as you were kind of going from point A to point B. I'm like, what am I going to learn
Mm-hmm.
about this character? What am I going to learn about their history? What am I going to learn about their motivations? And the games are so dynamic that all of that storytelling could be interrupted by something that happens randomly. You could
Yeah.
run into some bandits. You could come across like you said, some of those legendary animals that you needed to hunt. You could
Mm-hmm.
fall off your horse. Like all sorts of things could happen, and like the gameplay will kind of dynamically go from there. But I could
Did
definitely
it?
say like the game felt longer because of it in the time that I played it,
Mm,
and I could understand why. Maybe after doing that for a while, it could come across as boring. But I didn't get to that point.
yeah,
How
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
playing
No,
it.
no, I'm with you. I think the pacing for me was just slow. I
Mm-hmm.
wish it was, or rather, I wish I could have played it quicker. Because like any RPG games, like even like no matter what kind of RPG, I will always do side quests first because that's what my brain is trained to do. Especially like Final Fantasy or any of that bullshit. I will do side quests first and then go to the main quest and then etc. Like if it doesn't grip me enough, it will always be side quest. But if the side quest straight up just like almost bores me because it's too slow, then I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not gonna. I won't put the effort. I'll literally just finish the game. Just like, it's fine. I played it. This is what it is, etc. But I guess for personal reasons, it felt slow. I wish it was faster. But then again, I could have played it quicker. So
Sure,
one
I
of the
understand.
two.
I mean,
You
I'll
know.
definitely say when it comes to those like open world games where, yeah, like you're saying, there's like a main quest that the main story is about, and there are all those side quests that kind of surround it. Typically, I don't go out of my way to do side quests. If they happen to me while I'm on the journey, then
Robbie says the president is left.
I'll definitely play them, and to me that keeps the game fresh. I do think that for some of my favorite games, like they'll have the side quest content that I'll come back to toward the end of the game if I really really enjoyed being in that world. Like
Mm,
what was one of the games? So Cyberpunk with its million patches.
yep.
Like I'm right at the end of the game. Like literally at the point where if I take an action, it'll kind of set me on the course of events that will end the game. But I still haven't done it because I'm
Ooh.
still enjoying playing with
Yeah, the side
playing
quests.
the side quest stuff. And there are other games where I
Yeah.
just be like, I want to be done with this. Like I'll just see the end, and
Mm.
that's fine for me. Maybe if I'm interested, I'll look at something on YouTube or Twitch or something, just kind of see what I missed.
Oblivion, real OG. Yeah.
Oblivion, yeah,
Again.
Oblivion is the real OG. Casey, recently they released some additional content for Ghost of Tsushima and like a
Mm,
director's cut. I know that you played the original release of that game.
mm.
Would would playing the additional content be something that you'd want to come back to after like a year or so from when you played the original game? Like
Absolutely.
how does that work? How does that typically work for you?
Because like I finished the game regularly, meaning I was just I without spoiling it to everybody. You can become one of two versions of him. You can be Ghost. He becomes more ninja like, or you can
Okay.
just be himself, just samurai. Like I did, just full samurai. Did another playthrough where I was just straight up ninja. Enjoyed it thoroughly. It felt almost like Assassin's Creed plus plus. It was just perfect fluid gameplay. At some points though, because I was playing it at super ultra hard, because why else would you play a video game besides being in pain, like Dark Souls?
You know how I feel about that, which
I
is,
no
man,
no I know.
I come to video games to, enjoy myself, not necessarily to like be like
Mm,
constantly like if I'm frustrated in that time, then it's a waste of that time for me. But I
no,
do
I want to
understand
be.
that like look, like there is something to, climbing a mountain, if that's what you want to
Yes,
do. But there's
yes, yes,
also
yes,
something to
yes.
be said for taking a stroll.
Yeah. No, no, absolutely. It's to each their own. I just prefer to hurt. That's so I get frustrated. I'm like, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. Um, there's a couple of boss battles, let's just per se, and there's minute differences to their attacks, so small that if you just kind of fuck it up, you're like, oh god damn it, you die within one or two hits. It's that real. So you keep restarting it, keep doing. I'm like, I'm gonna notice this fucker this one time, and then I think there's this one dude. It took me an hour and a half, Sean, for this one battle. I just couldn't for the life of me, for some reason. He does this one little gesture on his again stupid little shit on his right hand before he makes a slash, and you know it's the other slash, and you have to dodge a specific way.
Okay.
And if you don't do it, he will like stun you and whap you in the face, and then you're dead. And then
Sure.
you're like, God damn it, gotta do it again. Um, so it's a few of those things, but when you complete it, I'm just like, who's the man on a video game? So it becomes I don't know.
I totally get you. Robbie says I play casual, so when I'm high, I don't hate my life when I play. See, again, I'm not playing high, but I definitely understand that same rationale. Like,
Yeah,
look,
man,
if
I
I'm
get it.
playing Ghost of Tsushima, and it's a title that I picked up that I have not really given too much time.
Mm,
I don't want to feel like a fumbly samurai. Like I want to
I
feel
got you.
impact.
Like
Like
a
I,
samurai.
I want to be challenged, but I also want this character to succeed. Like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
don't want the guy to whap me and stab me in the
Hmm.
face and like I be shown a horrible like I don't want that. Like I want to know that like all right, yes, I need to understand how I'm going to win this encounter, but without the significant fail states. Because personally, I would move on to something else because I just yeah, that's not what I want to spend my fun time with. But again, I totally understand. Like there are definitely some other circumstances where like, oh sure, like the journey is in figuring it out through
Mm,
repetition and like you said, pain. You know?
yeah, I like pain. I'm telling you, Sean. It's like Dark Souls, the original on PC. Oh my god, it'll give you nightmares just playing that damn game. Dark Souls 2, amazing Dark Souls. I mean,
I mean, yeah,
I for some reason I just like fucking I get that thrill and
those
I
games are
really
advertised as that. Like I don't feel like there would be an easy mode that to those games that
yeah.
would do any justice. And to me, again,
Mm,
I'm not saying that like I turn on the game, set it to baby, and then go from there. No, it's like I play on normal.
mm.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
I start there, and try to have the experience that I feel like the developers wanted the average person to have. You
Yeah.
know,
I get it. Totally
but I
get it.
definitely understand like there are gonna be some circumstances where or where people want to also get the extra level of challenge. Shout out to all the people playing Madden on Hall of Fame or whatever, or 2K
Mm,
on All Pro and all that stuff. Like I don't know, maybe you
that's
want to feel like
another.
Steph Curry only hits 10% of his shots. I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want my 2K Steph Curry to pull up from half court and knock down the
And make
three
it.
when I want it,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when I needed it to happen. I don't want to always blow out the other team, but I want my Steph Curry to be
I
like the
got
damn
you.
Steph Curry I see on TV. Shimmying and hitting threes and, high fiving his teammates. Like, that's what I want.
Yo, this is an OG remark right here. Robbie was stuck on level 2 on Spiral. Now, if for everybody
Okay.
that's kind of for the OGs, as I say, Spyro in its time, and even Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation, there's some levels. If for some reason the devs were like, "I'm gonna fuck y'all up.
Oh, yeah,
You're not gonna
for
pass this
sure,
for
man.
where."
For sure.
I forget what level in Spyro I got stuck in, but I was for a whole day. I'm like, "Fuck this game, never."
Oh, yeah,
I'm now
man.
playing this.
There
Same
are a
with
lot
Crash
of those
Bandicoot.
old games just like that where like
Hmm.
sometimes like things in the way the levels are laid out like they aren't legible, so you don't even know what you're supposed to do. It's not that you
Yeah,
couldn't do it, you're just like what, why would I even think to even put these two elements of the environment together to move to the
yeah.
next place.
Oh my goodness, I miss. Well, not really miss. You can still do it now. Nowadays, games you can turn the difficulty up or down, and
Hmm.
that's that kind of. However, the one my only pet peeve though, Sean, is you know how some games when you turn the difficulty up, it's a matter of one or two hits and then you're dead. There's no
Yeah,
like it doesn't like scale with you, and that's what I hate the most. Like it's
sure,
just let's say you're level 5 and the fucking opponent becomes like level 30 all of a sudden because you
right.
stick it on high instead of like an incremental because it's scaling with you.
Hmm.
That's how I think games should be, not just plateau on plateau. But then again, they make those kind of games like again, like Dark Souls, Sekiro. It's just
Sure.
plateaus, and you just have to get used to it.
Hmm.
And you move on, etc. Even the God of War that came out on PS4, just freaking legendary. I forget who the developer was, but just no cuts. I think it was in its first sequence of the game. Like it's like a continuous flow, never cutting. It's just like
Hmm.
a crazy gameplay altogether. But it was just like, and I put that on hell mode, Sean. And when I say hell mode, the very last boss, I couldn't beat for a month.
See,
A
yeah,
month.
nah,
I
I don't
put
got
in
that.
I
I
put
don't have
in
that
games,
time.
bro.
Like again, like as much as I like that game, I would not want to spend a month on one. Like that sounds terrible. Like I would feel like like yeah, I'm getting to spend more time with the game, but like I'm feeling bad for a lot of my time with the game.
I
Like
get you. I get
I
you.
don't want that. Like like there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you could feel bad about. Like again, you don't spending.
Not in a video game.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, again, yes, there's gonna be some depending on the game. There's gonna be some choices that you make that you're not gonna like, right? Like, not everything's gonna be a binary decision. It's gonna be some shades of gray. But typically, like, I still want to come out on the end of my gameplay experience feeling good. You know,
Got you.
maybe even like learning something if that game can provide that as well.
Okay, follow up question, Sean.
Sure.
You remember Fable 2 or the Fable series?
Yeah, of course.
What version of Fable were you? Let me ask you that.
Okay, so I'll kind of I'll answer it in like the global way.
Okay,
When
okay, okay.
given the opportunity to play a game in which like you can kind of lead your character to be good or bad, and that has some sort of like gameplay changing like consequence or like I typically go good.
Okay.
Like I again, like man, I mean, there are very few circumstances in which I'm just like I want to be the villain. Like I want to be the villain. I mean, there's like I feel like Mass Effect. In those games, there were
That's another one.
sometimes choices where you were provided where again it was or like Mass Effect. Not Skyrim. What was another game that I played?
Skyrim
Fallout.
you can do it too. Fallout's another one. Yep.
Man, the Outer Worlds. This is a game that came out relatively recently where yeah, I think it was the Outer Worlds. And I'll use that as an example, right? So early in the
Yeah.
game, this is not really much of a spoiler. You get introduced to a town, and in the town, someone kind of gives you a quest, and they're just like, "Hey, the people on the outskirts of town, they're stealing our electricity. We want you to go over there and deal with it, right?" Now, the way it's presented to you is just like, oh man, they need the electricity. It's cutting down their production. But sure enough, you get out to the town and talk to the people on the ground there, and they're like, yeah, we steal the electricity. But it's only because the person who runs the town over there is a tyrant. We're kind of setting up our own, like, commune where people have more freedoms and X, Y, and Z, right? And you're just like, okay, look, I could do some damage here and shut off their power and leave these people in squalor, or I could and that's gonna be terrible for them, you know or I can keep their power on, let them live with some measure of prosperity, but be devastating to like the global or local economy of the other place, right? Like it's like, what do you do? What's the right, what is the right decision? Like in a game like that where it's like shades of gray, I'm gonna kind of go with my gut. But in a circumstance where there is a clear good guy bad guy move, I'm gonna lean good guy. So to answer your question, when I'm playing games like Fable, my world is nice and cheery. My character does not have any visible scars, or ash does not surround their feet, or they're typically not wearing the all black gear. But again, I
Gotcha.
understand that there could be a lot of fun to just being a dickhead to everyone in the game, because it's your time. You do what you want. You deal with
Yeah.
the consequences then. But I also feel like in those games, like they kind of want you to be the good guy, man.
No, I know
like
they
it's
do,
like
but it's
there's
like,
gonna be some benefit to being the good guy by the end of the game that you're not gonna get.
is
From
there
being the
though,
bad guy.
Sean? Is there? I wish I could pull up my my old Fable account, because this is the same thing I did with Robbie. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the most annoying bitch in this game, the biggest dickhead. And at one point, your horns will start to detach from your head, not detach, but like
Right.
further, like you can see
Right.
it off screen, like from like behind. And I was like, this is awesome.
See again, and again, I like games that do that, right? Like they're showing that like, yo, man, not only are you changing the world with your actions, but you're changing yourself, right? Like you've decided to go down this path, and like you said in that game, it is represented by like your clothing changing or your scars and your horns growing out of your head. Again, that's cool. And Robbie says multiple champs. Please no show. You're absolutely
See,
right, man.
Robbie
Yeah,
and I-
there are some choices that you can make in
Same
those games.
wavelength.
And it is all well and good. There's no hate, man. Play how you want to play. But
You know
I
what it
love
is?
the
You know what
I
it
love the
is?
games that give you those choices. Again, maybe you're the type of dude who rolls into town, breaks every pot, kicks every chicken, beds all the ladies and
Yeah,
dips. You know,
exactly.
maybe you're the guy.
That's what
You
it,
walk
because
into
you know
the
what?
house, right? You walk into some stranger's house, you just raid them, and go on about your business.
Old Viking style. Oh my goodness.
Hey man,
But like, you know what it is? I think Sean, it's just from stem of growing like a bitch ass when I was younger. I was such a punk ass when I was growing. I really was. I think it's just me trying to relive my punk ass days in the form of a video game. So for me, it's fun. I'm like, oh, this is what a bitch looks like. this is what they do. I'm gonna try to not do that. However, since it's a video game, I'm gonna do it.
and I can understand that too. I think it would be interesting to see. I'm trying to think of any game where like you are the bad guy from the onset, and it's just about that. Like I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
except
Brian,
for Hitman. That's what I can think of.
I guess
He was
yeah. I
kind of
guess Hitman
bad guy
is
already,
definitely.
right?
I guess it comes with the job, right? But
He
even
was
in
already
Hitman, see,
bad.
like even in Hitman, right? Like I would
I know he's
be,
still good. I
I'd be more
know.
inclined to play that game. Like I go, I move through the level, I get the target, and then I bounce. But then other people are just like, I'm going to cause as much chaos as possible, and you can do that in those games, right? Like you're gonna like anyone can get it, and you deal with the consequences. But I guess Hitman would be a game where you do just play as the bad guy.
I can't think of any other game, at least out of my head, where you were like the permanent bad guy and you're trying
Maybe
to.
spoilers BioShock. Now I think about it.
Is bio like okay, like but
I mean,
I don't
like,
know.
yeah, spoilers
Sort
off for this game
sorta.
because like that game is like 12 years old. Like, I mean, you
Well,
you
it's like 20
believe that
years
you're
old.
good,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
that's
being
right.
manipulated through the whole game, and then at the end you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm the dickhead. But
How about do you remember the title Yakuza?
okay, all right, yeah, but okay, so yeah. Speaking of Yakuza, I'm playing one of those games right now. In those games, you're like an anti here. I mean,
You
it's
were,
like
but
yeah,
you were still kind of
you're like a reformed gangster solving
yeah
problem through vigilante
by violence.
yeah,
You know what I'm
vigilante
saying? Like
justice. But they kind of couch that in so much that you're doing this in seedy parts of Japan where like the police are ineffective and this is just this is how people handle themselves, right? But even
yeah.
even in that game, like the main character, and even more so in the last game that I'm playing is called Yakuza Like a Dragon. Like your characters are trying to do the best thing that they can, provided the reality that they're presented. They're not out like they're not going out of their. It's like they might be harsh, it might come to blows, but they're not trying specifically to like fuck anyone over.
I don't know. I guess I really can't think of anything else other than those. But I think it would definitely be something to think about, like a good developer and be like, there's gonna be a bad guy gonna do bad shit. literally just that perspective. Period. Because I don't think people want to like. I think people like you would physically feel bad just playing the game because you're set out to be the bad person. Like, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're just gonna do bad shit. Period. Like
Right.
I don't think we're set that way unless you're a
Even
little twisted in the head like me. You know.
even when I'm thinking about like, I'm thinking about like the last Mafia game, Mafia 3.
The Mafia
You,
series, yeah.
you are playing someone who is, who's not a good guy, but he's trying to like kind of right a wrong perpetrated against his community and his people. Again,
Mm-hmm.
by doing a whole bunch of crimes, and hurting people, but you know, he understands, like, the way the character is written is like, he understands that the things that he's doing are not good, but they're
Mm-hmm.
still the best the best option, as he understands.
I get it. Robbie goes, the only game he's nice at is Viva Pinata and GTA. I follow all rules and laws.
Hey, Robbie, are you
Shout out
stopping
to
at street
Viva
lights in
Pinata.
GTA?
That'd be hilarious. You know, okay, low key, my wife does that. I'm like, babe, what the fuck are you doing? Just go. She's like, what do you mean it's red? I'm like, oh my god, it's a fucking video game. Just just fucking go through the light. What do you do? She's like, no, I have to stop. I was like, oh, I
I
can't really,
remember
I
there was
cannot.
one of those GTA games where like I tried to play, like, I feel like it's GTA 4. Like the way the car is handled in that game was like really bad. So like there would be times where I would be trying to like come to a safe stop at an intersection and still just like
Mm,
skid out of control and then hit some pedestrians and then have to run away. I'm like, dude, just let
bro,
me do the
I've
right. Give me the opportunity to do the right thing here. But you know,
never
it's
in
there's still
any
some
history.
dissonance with the character that you're playing, right? Who's still gonna probably murder like hundreds of people by the time the game ends.
I don't think I don't think I've ever stopped if I'm in a car in a video game ever, Sean, ever. Never. I okay, hold on, wait. Do you remember that game I forget who developed. Remember the game Driver? This is like
Yes.
PS1,
Yeah, yeah,
PS2.
drivers. Yep.
That one you kind of have to specifically kind of do it because if you go with the car too fast or if you don't stop at that intersection, shit blows up.
Right.
Spoiler. I mean, it's
Sure.
been so long
Yes.
since this fucking game. Okay, except for that fucking game,
Yeah.
I do not stop. This is like Mario Kart
Yeah. I was.
every day.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
Throw
trying to
shit
think of like
everywhere.
another open world game where it was like the same, pretty much the same consequences. It's like, yeah, you could be reckless, but like the cars are not set up to take damage like that. And I feel like it was Mafia, where the last Mafia too, where
I
like the
think
game is set in the late '60s and the early '70s, so you can imagine like the cars are big and American and they use drum brakes and they are trash at taking a corner. It's just like every exploitation movie. Like they fishtail out and like,
yeah,
they're big, but they're not designed to take a lot of damage.
handle
So you still
corners.
want it to like, if you're trying to get from point A to point B safely, you don't want to be going too crazy.
Um, See, this is why I like talking video games with you because I could be the punk ass. I'm telling you, bully. That game was modeled after me. I'm telling you right now, that game was great. I don't condone bullying, which that game clearly was all about. But I was like, if they if they modeled something off of me when I was younger, that was probably it. That I was that kid. I felt bad for my mother when I was younger. Like just if I can just look back, I was such a punk ass. I don't know why she didn't whoop me more when I when I was smaller. But big ups to mom for not doing a flying kick into my brain at some points. She could, the whole family could. I think I told you this. The entire
Yeah.
family's trained. Yeah. We don't mess around with the kung fu and stuff. But like I said, Sean, really, really enjoy talking to you. Hopefully, you're available again next week. I know it's
Yeah,
crazy
man.
with your
I
schedule.
feel like we're really nailing in this baby sleeping schedule finally. Like
Yeah,
the
man.
the rhythm and the cadence is like there. It's been a couple of nights in a
Mm,
row, where she's been able to go to sleep at a reasonable time in her own bed, which is super
mm.
duper clutch. Like one of those
Yeah,
weekends or one of
no
those weeks where
worries.
like she got sick, she ended up coming back into bed with us, and it was hard to kind of like break her out of the habit and kind
Mm,
of get her back, but things seem to be going in the right direction, so that should free me up during the evenings. And obviously,
yeah,
we can talk about all sorts of stuff, man. I am looking forward to some Manchushu news. I know we didn't talk about it, but look,
yeah,
man,
man.
in a
Yo, there's
month or
so
so
much
since we
news right now,
spoke,
yo.
dude, it's pumpkin spice season again. Like,
Yo, okay,
it's
so I complained 3 weeks ago
mm,
about pumpkin spice was about to fucking come in like hard. However, did you see this? Did you see this new fucking? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now on
sure.
our
Bless me.
screen. That way we can see it. Have you seen this? So Caitlin just got this
No,
today, yesterday. Apple crisp
it's macchiato.
macchiato. This is the new shit right now. The
Right,
Starbucks is getting. And you know what? I had it just a little bit of it's kind of bomb. It's kind of delicious. This is
right.
their new this is like their new trend. Sorta. I don't know. Like it's like not too many people crazy about the pumpkin. Oh, I mean, they're still crazy about the pumpkin. It's
Sure.
you
Oh
will
yeah, no,
never
no.
get a wow. But this apple crisp, bro, I think this is gonna be the new wave, man. If you haven't, I highly suggest that you do try it. It is a little too sweet for my taste. I mean, all the fucking drinks are too sweet for my tasting, but the apple hits different. Like it's like that cidery, appley taste, like fall. Like it immediately,
I'm just
it
surprised
feels
that
more
like
fall to
we
me.
we got here before the leaves are still on the tree, like they're on it. Like we didn't even
Yeah,
hit Labor Day, and like
I
it
know,
is
and
fall
it's just like
harvest,
right off.
pumpkin spice, everything, man.
Well, you know how it is, dude. Like like we're already pushing. Wait, what is today? Technically, August. So we got one more week till about September. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
another week till fucking Labor Day, essentially.
mm-hmm.
And then after that, it just becomes haywire, right?
Yeah,
So if we're thinking retail, you're getting ready for fall, and then as soon as October hits, Halloween, just like that. It just like on the date. I mean, I mean they're on brand, so it's not like
yeah.
we can't expect them to
Maybe,
do it,
maybe
but
I'm
still,
just
it
out of
feels
sorts. But yeah, it
it
kind of
just
caught
feels
me off guard
early.
as I was like watching the morning news, and it's just like pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice, pumpkin
Yeah,
spice. I'm like, wow, we're here.
it feels
we,
off,
we
like it really
we are
does.
here.
Yeah,
We're
man.
here.
Well, not too crazy. Like I mentioned, we'll do some more stuff. I still haven't even asked you what you've been eating the past few fucking
Again,
weeks. So I'm
it's
gonna
it's it's fine. Yeah, we can chop it up and talk about that next week.
coming up. Sean, however, I do wanna end with this.
Yes.
So my not say my our fry cook is off this week. He's on vacay finally.
Okay.
Good for him. However, I don't think I've sent you pictures on the restaurant as of yet. But I'll send it to you tomorrow, bro. The fry station is like this big.
Hmm.
That is the waist width. I'm in fry station. I'm like the whitest dude there. Fry stations also garage and setups on for the
Okay.
tables. And I was telling chef, I was like, he can't fit. He's like 6'4". Ben, who's the other cook there, he's like 6'7". He can't fit. So I'm in terms of being wide and being tall, I'm the smallest one out of
You're
the
the most
bunch.
compact guy, despite being wider than the fry station.
Wider than everybody else pretty much. And I was telling him, chef, have you always been doing it this way? Meaning everything is in little pint containers, Sean. It's like when you're doing setups, you open the fucking thing and then you set it and then you close it again. You stick it in the fridge. And I'm like, is there an actual setup? He's like, no, we've been doing it like that for years. I got I got aggravated this Sunday because we did like 40 covers and I was on there and obviously I don't know how to move as of yet. And I was just like, this is so dumb. The setup should be on top, on ice, so you can access it right away. You know what I'm saying? Like in ninth pan containers. You're pulling the shit in like spoons, sauce, boom, boom, out it goes. It should be that effortless. Not, I'm going down, I'm picking in it for this side, opening the fucking cap. It's more so delaying me more than anything.
Sure.
You know? So I bought a hotel pan and some ninth pans that I'm bringing in tomorrow for setup.
I mean, again, it makes sense. One thing that people really don't think about is, how much time and effort those extra steps actually cost you, right?
Yeah.
If you just think of like, I don't know, if you said you have 40 covers and you spent an additional 15 seconds for each of those covers, just think about like, that's an extra 10 minutes that you lost just to that process of like open the drawer, scoop the thing, close the thing, reseal it, close the drawer, right? Like you could do so, like think about how much you're paid and how much that extra, what you could do with that extra 10 minutes. And then you just think about that over the course of a week, a month, a year, and that's time that you can't get back. So like it's definitely worth, it's always worth looking into what your setup is like and finding those real efficiencies, even if they seem really minor. And, and again, it might cost you the cost of the pans that you just got. But I bet, again, it'll pay for itself in less than a week's time. Just what you get paid versus like how much time it took. Like, and you'll have that infrastructure to go forward with and that understanding. And then, it'll propagate to the other stations because I'm sure there's all those like efficiencies to be found.
So like this is, like I said, this is my first solo on that station. I know how to do the setups. It's the same exact thing. However, to move in it and without a proper setup just feels so silly to me. And I know Chef's been doing this for a while, but like at the same time, he's not looking to improve the production side of it. Meaning you and I are so accustomed to fucking 800,000-900,000 of people coming in. We need to have the setups faster so we can be more efficient and productive with our time, because I'm not going to have time to fucking open one thing just to garnish something, close it, put it in a fucking fridge, like for like 1,000 setups. That doesn't make sense.
That's
not at all.
What I'm talking about right there, right? It's like, and it's not to say that it can't work to their scale, but what if the scale changes? Like how are you set up to kind of deal with that? And and again, obviously I'm not consulting on your space. I'm just vibing off of what you're telling me. I'm sure there are those efficiencies to be found, even in an establishment with as small as you're explaining it to me, and it might even be more crucial in a smaller space because you have less space to work with, right?
I have less space. Yeah, I don't have stuff to put stuff on tables. Like it's silly. So my main thing tomorrow is finding a good setup. So when Nick comes back next week, I'm like, Nick, try this. This will save you the amount of time. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna do the same exact thing on Pantry, which is right across. She has the same exact thing. Literally everything in little pint containers and in like 6 pans. So there's like 4 of those laid out instead of like 9 pans in a fucking hotel that you just put in and out for desserts or some shit. It's so annoying. I feel everything would be so much easier and everyone would just have such an easier time to perform during the busy service if we just had a proper setup for it, So that's my challenge. I just wanted to share that with you because it was you
gotta shake up and disrupt the space, man, and kind of figure out where you go from there. But I know you got it.
I'll be like, this is why they pay me the big bucks.
As you sip your apple macchiato.
It's like, see that? This is what I went to. I went to school for this, but I went to I was in a fast-paced restaurant, as they call it now, Sean. Oh, talk about restaurants real quick. I know I keep saying real quick, but our old space in the mall
Yeah.
is finally opening the that other space that it was rumored about. It was Darden Company took it over.
Yeah.
They're opening Seasons 52. Seasons
cool.
52? Oh, Eddie V, sorry. Eddie V's
All right.
in that space. I just don't know how big they want the stuff. But definitely under construction now. It is finalized. And then since I applied in their system, they actually been calling me and I'm like, bro,
wow.
I'm already employed like a while ago. Like, sorry. They're like, well, but we can give you. I'm like, unless you're offering me 110 G's, bro. No, that's not gonna happen. They're like, what? I'm like, I know it. I know how much this is gonna run. Like, I don't no messing around with me. Unless it's that, I'm not switching. And I don't know if I'm down to do another 6 day, Sean. Like 6 day week like we used to. I don't know, man. Like I don't think that's worth.
Yeah, man. Those are decisions to make and to make with your wife, man. Again, man.
No, I know.
Can't pay your bills, but
No, I know.
yeah, it's definitely something you need to consider with the missus. But yeah, man. Good luck to them in that space. I'm certainly gonna pop by when those doors open and reminisce on all the times we spent there, man. Good luck to them.
Yeah. Good luck to them. Other than that, not too crazy. Like I said, you can catch us all online. You can catch Twitter, Sean on Twitter, MetroCardX. You can ask us anything on our email, AskChefSalty@gmail.com. And the full podcast on video format. Please watch our show because it is more animated, more visual. No, what I'm trying to say? More entertaining.
I think so.
I move my eyebrows a lot. You can see my back. There's a lot of stuff in my background right now. Sean's very neat on that side.
I am not, man.
Yeah.
This blur filter is hiding a mess right now. This room is definitely in better sorts under normal circumstances, but it is not the case right now. But that's cool.
But
that's cool.
Shout out to NVIDIA though, because it looks like a professional camera right now. It looks
man,
like it's
we got shake backing over here, man. Before we finish out the week, I was thinking about you the other day because you always tell me about like weird challenges that are happening on TikTok, and I want to talk about one weird challenge that I have seen, or rather, has come across my my social media feeds on Twitter. Have you seen the milk crate challenge?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, dude. That's what the fuck.
I don't like
people with no time
there
does.
Been
like it's
a
just
whole bunch of these like challenges that like bubble up, and you could see how they might be fun, if not immediately seem
dangerous, and you can die.
But this one, oh my goodness, like I don't understand. I don't understand. And I don't know what the best way to say this, man. I have not seen a wide demographic of people participating in this challenge. But to those who choose to do it, don't do it. You're gonna
just
get
don't
hurt.
fucking do it.
It's not worth the joke. You're gonna break an arm. Don't do it, man.
You don't want to go.
You don't want to go to. You're gonna break an arm or a leg. Snap an ear. You don't want to go to the emergency room right now.
Yeah.
You don't. Don't do it.
Imagine that sentence. Like, what happened? Oh, we were playing with that with those crates, and I fell off, and my neck is now detached from my body.
Yeah.
Great. You're not paralyzed.
No one shows that video.
Yeah,
no one shows that video. They show you trying to summit these crates and falling to your doom. And
yes.
I've only seen one video where someone has completed the challenge. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel accomplished for them. I just was like, you did something stupid and didn't get hurt.
It's like it's like the producers of Jackass be like, hey, I think you should do this. I think this would be funny. I think that's what's happening. If anything, we just like
Don't
starting dumbass trends. Like I don't know, man. Just don't do it.
I'm so curious.
That's all I
Like,
gotta
how does
say.
this stuff like bubble up? And I mean, I understand how it spreads and like kind of gets around, but like, who's the first person who does this thing and is like, yeah, I'm gonna go like.
Oh,
And
you
if,
can. You can.
and if you're someone who's watching this and you just saw someone fall off and land on their shoulder or elbow or arm, why would you do it? Like, why would you do it?
Because it's funny, Sean. That's what it is.
Man,
You
gotta learn to
you
tell a
go
joke,
for the
man.
fun. I'm also gonna tell you that we have several crates in our back tomorrow.
Oh, no.
So
Don't, nope.
no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Good. Yeah, I don't want to have to like have another month hiatus because you were trying to do the crate challenge. Yeah, I won't forgive you for that, man.
I'll show up tomorrow with a fucking like, Sean. By the way,
yeah, it's
fucking
gonna be
just
the Chef Sean podcast, formerly with Casey. Just gonna assume this feed all to myself every week. I'm like, yeah, man, he did that crate challenge. I don't know why. We talked about it.
the dumbass did it.
He did it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not that person. I don't want to. I don't want to hurt myself because homie got to pay bills, and you know,
Yep.
we all. I don't. I'm not that. I'm not that age anymore where things heal up faster because I mean, if you presented to me this when I was 16, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, 16, man. I mean, you'd fall and like shift your hip back into place. Now you're gonna go to
And
the
you're like,
hospital
you're fine.
and we're like, we don't have anything for you. We don't.
And by the way, this is $30,000. Just to let you know.
Yeah, man. This
just
copay is not doing anything.
copay.
You're gonna get some pain meds. You can only get one prescription. Don't sell these, you weirdo.
Yes.
Don't do it.
That's it. That is. Oh my God.
We don't make
do
hips.
it.
We don't make hips for you.
Yeah, so Sean, I'm trying to make a viral video myself.
no.
I don't know how to do it just yet. But it seems like doing something stupid gets it the fastest. So if you can let me know if you have any ideas, just let me know.
I don't. My I just explained to you at the beginning of this episode, man. Like when I play the game, man, I play for happy outcomes, man. I'm not setting you up for failure. Again, I'm gonna judge you. Though. I'm gonna judge you if you
Okay.
commit to doing something really stupid. I'll give you a video view. I'm like,
Okay.
you tried it.
I just told this motherfucker not to do it.
Then I'm gonna call your wife and
Yeah.
ask how we can help out.
Kaylin probably wouldn't even know yet. She's like, what the fuck? He did what? Yeah, I can picture it now. Yeah. Anyway, don't go crazy. Everybody stay safe. Don't touch people. Wash your fucking hands.
Wash your hands.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
Okay? Other than that, though.
Peace out, y'all. Peace out.